Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to the Raw review. Actually, not too much of a bad show tonight. For the most part, I was entertained. There was a couple of things that got on my nerves, but I was pleasantly surprised, especially after such a shit pay-per-view that we saw. But, pretty decent show, I have to say. So we start off with Cena and Triple H, Stephanie McMahon. They say that Cena's going to be in a fatal four-way match against Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, and Kane. All people I hate. You know, how coincidental. Not even one guy I could get behind in the match. I mean, you know, who am I going to root for in this fatal four-way? You know, am I going to root for Cena? I don't even know. I don't even like any of these people. This is what I have to look forward to at Battleground. You know, not even anybody that's really, you know, super over except for Roman Reigns. But how about the people that don't like Roman Reigns? They put everybody else in there that everybody absolutely hates. So it's like they're not even giving people an alternative. You know, they're just, it doesn't even make sense. You got Roman Reigns in there, and, well, Cena's a face, but no one likes him. And it's completely retarded. The whole crowd is booing the shit out of Cena. And, you know, this is your champion here. Not a single person wanted to see this. And, you know, this is what we have to look forward to. You know, it's very likely that Brock Lesnar might win the title from Cena at SummerSlam. But, you know, who the fuck even knows? It might even be Cena beating Lesnar at SummerSlam. If that is the match that ends up happening. But most likely will. And during this promo, Cena went back to the Thuganomics gimmick. And, you know, the thing was, it really wasn't that bad. I enjoyed the exchange. And then you had Triple H making fun of Cena for, you know, talking all gangsterish and everything, you know. So, you know, pretty entertaining stuff. And then he warned him that Seth Rollins might cash in on him, which led to the first match. It was Seth Rollins defeating RVD. The whole crowd was chanting, "This is awesome." It was a decent match, but not awesome. You know, I've ranted on this time and time again. The crowd chanting, "This is awesome," really lowering their standards. When we see something slightly decent or good, you know, we associate it with the word awesome. Awesome was like Sami Zayn versus Cesaro in NXT. Awesome was like Daniel Bryan's matches at WrestleMania. This was not awesome. It was good, you know, pretty damn decent, but, you know, very far from being awesome, as the crowd put it. What is this awesome? You know, there is no levels or anything. You know, if a match is even slightly good, people will say this is awesome. Like I said in the past, how are we supposed to know when a match is truly great and when it's just okay? You know, you wouldn't know talking to most WWE fans. You know, this is completely stupid. You know, how do you people, you know, do you have any other adjectives in your vocabulary? How do you pass your English classes with that limited vocabulary of yours? This is awesome. Every single fucking thing on the show that's mildly good or appealing. You know, come on, let's get some standards. Let's get some other words in that vocabulary there. Then after that, you had Dean Ambrose cutting a promo on Rollins, and I enjoyed this exchange as well. I'm liking this feud. A one-on-one match between them could be a great match. If it's on Battleground, it could end up stealing the show, and it most likely will. This should be a series of matches. They could have a really good feud, and so far, I like where it's going. Positivity. all the people say that I bash it. See, when they do something good or they're doing good things, I say it. So, you know, remember this video right here, because it comes around all too rare where I say good things about WWE. But, you know, here's the video. You know, remember this, because everybody always seems to forget. Well, here's a more recent video where I'm saying it. Good, you know, a little feud going on here. Then it was a Rusev promo with Lana, and I thought this was going to be the same old shit with Vladimir Putin. But then you had a pretty epic, well, mid-card, but still epic face-off between Swagger. They got Coulter involved. It was pretty good, I have to say. You know, pretty intense stuff. Even though all Swagger did was two little arm drags, and Rusev runs away. But still, you know, for some reason I enjoyed it. They thought it was pretty epic, and the crowd was into it. You know, usually, you know, the crowd's involvement, you know, doesn't matter to me as much as other people. You know, some people go, oh, the crowd wasn't into it, so I didn't like it. Because, you know, people don't know how to form their own opinions, but it added to it. You know, sometimes, yes, the crowd can add to a moment, a segment, you know, and they did help it out, I have to say. Pretty good. They could have a decent match between the two of them. You know, I like Swagger. You know I said he's a fucking idiot for injuring Wade Barrett. But, you know, it's wrestling. Accidents happen, I suppose. And, you know, I do like Swagger, and I'm happy that they are using him for something. Then you had the Wyatts defeating Sheamus and the Usos in a 6-man tag match. And this was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Pretty fast-paced. You know, nothing really boring about it. Decent match here. You know, they seem to be having this match quite a bit as of late. But, you know, this one was pretty good. And I ain't going to complain if I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Then you had Bo Dallas coming out, and this was completely fucking pointless and boring. And how ironic was it that the announcers were even saying that it was boring? This is not the first time this has happened. Why book a segment where the announcers are even complaining? You had Bo Dallas, you know, having a moment of silence for Wade Barrett and for Daniel Bryan, and he was like this, a thinking man's pose, and it lasted like 2 whole minutes. And they were, you know, and you had Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. They're complaining that it's boring. Exactly, very fucking boring. Holy motherfucking shit. Why the hell would they have a segment like this where it's complete silence and just nothing happening? You know, he could have said something funny, but no, there was nothing funny about it. There was nothing entertaining about this. See, this is retarded shit. They could be having a decent show, and then they gotta go and do something stupid like this. Bo Dallas, he could be an entertaining guy. It's been proven in NXT. But once again, bring him to the main roster, and he's, you know, he's nothing. He's a fucking joke, basically. You know, he's not doing anything productive here. All he's doing is just annoying everybody. Now, in NXT, his character was meant to be annoying, much like this character, but they're going about it in the wrong way. When they transfer these people over to WWE and the writers get a hold of them, they have a little bit of their gimmick left over, and then they just fuck up the rest of their character. You know, and then Vince McMahon blames the wrestler because he doesn't understand that it's not the wrestler's fault. It's that his fucking creative team is fucking brain dead and doesn't know how to utilize talented people. So, you know, like I said, it's not the wrestler's fault. Well, like I said, some of them are fucking horrible, but for the most part, it's always creative that fucks things up. Then you had the Funkadactyls defeating Nikki Bella. This was to punish Nikki for inviting Brie last night at Money in the Bank. I don't even think anybody remembers that. You know, you had it to be like, oh yeah, that happened. You know, it was like the last thing on everybody's mind from the pay-per-view. No one gave a shit about that. Anyway, this was all about the Funkadactyls breaking up, and I don't care. I couldn't care less about this. I couldn't care any less about the Funkadactyls breaking out. You know, it's just, it's moronic. You know, who cares about two? You know, Naomi's got talent, but the other one doesn't. Cameron is completely talentless. You know, they might as well just release her. Why even bother with a whole feud? It's quite obvious that she can't wrestle. Naomi can, so why even bother? You're going to have a match. It's going to end up sucking. You know, it's probably going to happen at Battleground. It's going to end up being fucking horrible. What's the point of that? You know, like, building towards things that are horrible. What kind of hope do we have when we have to look forward to things like that? Then you had Kofi Kingston defeating Cesaro during a commercial break. Now, there wasn't anything wrong with the match was shown. It was alright. But the victory happens during the break. You have to watch the app to see him lose. This is some cheap way of promoting their app. Get the fuck out of here with this. This should never happen. Ever. You know, have your app, that's fine. You want to watch the rest hold during the commercial break, have at it, motherfuckers. But seriously, what is the point of having, you know, Cesaro, you know, a potential future, you know, well, I don't know if he's ever going to be world champion, but, you know, future big star, you know, potential right there. And having him lose to Kofi Kingston, a guy who hadn't even wrestled. You know, not because he was injured or anything, but just because no one wanted to see him. Hadn't wrestled for almost half a year. And he comes back and beats Cesaro. Fuck out of here with that stuff. That is just, that is moronic. Now, at least they had Cesaro beat the holy fucking hell out of Kofi Kingston. And that was pretty entertaining. He picks him up, gorilla press, throws him like fucking 100 feet into the audience. It was pretty hardcore, actually. You know, no complaints there. Then he's taking his head, not his head, his shoulder, guys. It's PG, remember? It starts ramming him into the post. Good stuff. Looked pretty brutal. I enjoyed it. Very positive. But then, get the ultra violence. And then they go to something like this. You got Santino sitting down. No one came to his party, his barbecue, and then Adam Rose shows up with a goofy looking pair of glasses. You know, and then he tells him that the reason why nobody came to his party is because he didn't have Twisted Tea. And then a big old fucking commercial basically pops on about Twisted Tea, and they're talking about Twisted Tea. Big Twisted Tea banner, logo, whatever, and they're dancing around with Twisted Teas. Are you fucking serious? You know, this is completely retarded right here. Why have this happen? A commercial like this, you know, have them read off a cue card or something like that, the announcers. Don't have the wrestlers look so fucking cheap. None of them are even wrestling. They're not having a promo or anything. They're just having a little skit promoting fucking iced tea. You know, come on. This is just a new low. A new fucking low for WWE. This isn't the first time they've done this. We all know this. But, you know, every time I see it, I want to fucking vomit. I want to throw up. I should have a paper bag with me at all times just in case shit like this pops up. You know, because I always forget that WWE is completely sold out in every way, shape, and form. So I have to carry a puke bag with me at all times in case something revolting like this appears on my TV screen. It made me feel sick to my stomach. I almost felt like fucking turning it off at this point. You know, they'd be like, hey, Brad, calm down. It's just a commercial. Yeah, I know, but this was just completely unappealing to me. It made me just fucking hate life, basically. You know, just it feels so cheap watching something like this. Even if it lasted for 2-3 minutes at the most, it still was just disgusting to watch, and it wasn't even fucking funny. And then it was Damien Sandow impersonating Mr. McMahon. He fooled me. I thought it was McMahon coming out because they were in Stamford, Connecticut. Decent impression. I laughed a little bit, but, you know, at the end of the day, it makes me want to just go back and watch, say, Triple H impersonating Vince McMahon. You know, not the best impression, but I guess it was all right. Stephanie gets mad and puts Khali out there. Khali beats him in like a minute. I forgot that Khali even worked for the company. You know, they release 11 people and they still keep Khali. You know, I guess because a couple of people in the audience dance to his music and he's really tall. That's the only reason to keep a guy like this around, I suppose. You know. Anyway, Sandow will be in the Battle Royal for the IC belt. You know, he's not going to win it, but he's going to be in there, guys. Then you had The Miz returning. And The Miz looked like a fucking faggot in this, coming out with a white suit, the purple scarf, a fucking Twinkie Winky scarf coming out, saying he's a major movie star. How retarded does that sound when the movie he was in and the movie he's doing now are straight to DVD releases? How can you call yourself a Hollywood star when the movie isn't even going to be out in the theaters? Give me a fucking break. But then Jericho, of all people, returned. A guy we hadn't seen in over a year. Coincidentally, the last time we saw him, he wrestled Punk, another guy that's never coming back. And this was pretty funny right here. I dropped my paper, guys, because I was discussing this with my good friend Gabby, who was actually Riot 1's sister. And I want to promote this channel. By the way, I said the wrong name for Riot, my friend Jarrett's wrestling figure promotion show that he does. It's actually not RFW, it's RWF. So my apologies to him and anybody else that was typing those tags in and going, I can't find it. Anyway, their channel is Gabby Slatnick. I'll put the link in the description. I'll also put his channel in the description as well. But you know, Gabby's got some reviews up on her channel too. And hey, guys, she's pretty cute too. So you know, but leave her alone, guys. Don't let me catch you doing anything on that channel. You see, yeah, motherfuckers. All right. Anyway, so Jericho comes back and he gives the code breaker to The Miz. Shuts his fucking ass up. That made me extremely happy. I had never been happier to see another wrestler receive a finisher more than The Miz. The Miz is the greatest example of me liking a person a lot. I loved him when he was champion. I loved the character he developed. But then, you know, he was buried by Cena. And I know that's not his fault, but he just became so dislikable. And, you know, he was cutting this promo, and I just once again wanted to fucking vomit. I normally like heel characters and the ultra cocky heels, but this guy is just fucking annoying already. I just want to see him fucking get released. That would make me extremely happy. And it wasn't over yet, guys. The Wyatts come. And they attack Jericho. And now that's a match I'd like to see. Bray Wyatt versus Jericho. That could be a really good match right there. You know, could be really athletic. Could be like a 4-star match. So I'm looking forward to that one. Once again, the crowd's chanting, this is awesome. Haven't seen a match yet, guys. You know, once again, chanting, this is awesome. Like, say, calm the fuck down already. My God, everybody having an orgasm, you know, just because we got one good segment, you know. Again, relax. have some standards, you know, just don't go fucking full force into everything, for God fucking sakes. I mean, my God, this is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. You take a shit in the bathroom, you say, this is awesome. I mean, come on. You know, have standards, for God fucking sakes, people. You know, it's very annoying. Every single match, every segment, this is awesome. It was good. I really liked it a lot, but it was not completely incredible, you know. Reserve this is awesome chance for the truly classic moments, okay? Then you had Dolph Ziggler defeating Fandango. Who gives a crap? Summer Rae makes out with Dolph Ziggler, distracting Fandango. Ziggler manages to beat him. I don't care. You know, Ziggler's in the Money in the Bank match, and now it's straight back to Jobberville with 2-minute matches. Who's going to give a crap about him when he's wrestling matches like this? And another thing, how many times is he going to wrestle Fandango, for God fucking sakes? How many times is this match going to take place? I've seen this match at least 100 times on Raw and SmackDown. It keeps happening. Just, you know, end it already. Have some, like, match, I don't know, put them on, like, a high cliff or something, and just have a fight to the death already. Whoever falls off the cliff, you know, the other guy, he perishes, you know, because I don't want to see these guys wrestle each other ever again. You gotta just fucking end it. Find some way to end this feud already. It's going on forever. I don't even know if it's a feud. It's just a match they book a lot. Then you had Goldust and Stardust defeating Rybax. And I'm not a hater on Stardust or anything. I think the guy is, you know, it's funny. He's got a big star on his face. How can you not laugh at that? Anyway, you know, how far, though, are they really going to go with this? I find it hilarious that all Goldust wanted to do in this company is wrestle his brother at WrestleMania. They couldn't even do that for him. Instead, they put him on a fucking pre-show. That's the best they got. That's the best they could do for Goldust and Cody Rhodes. And now Cody Rhodes is stuck with a fucking star on his face. You know, somehow, some way, it's completely impossible to book an epic brother versus brother confrontation. They could have got Dusty involved. You could have had, you know, just big memorable moments. Instead, we got Cody Rhodes with a fucking star on his face at the end of the day. It's just funny how things work out in WWE. Anyway, they beat Rybax again. Oh, there you go. In case you didn't see it on the last episode of Raw, in case you didn't see it on the pay-per-view, here it is again for the third fucking time. Then you got AJ returning against Paige. And AJ beats Paige in a shocking moment right here. This was a great moment. For some reason, I really enjoyed this. Just, you know, it was shocking. I didn't expect AJ to come back and just beat her like that. It was some type of, like, reverse on the situation, like an inverted situation, because this is what Paige did to AJ a couple of months ago when she won the title. So now AJ comes back and she does it to Paige. Pretty unique little ironic situation there. So I enjoyed this. Now they could have a big feud. Finally, maybe Paige could have that great epic match she's never had yet on the main roster. Now, once again, I really don't understand what it is, why Paige hasn't been able to have a good match. I blame it on creative. I really doubt it's, you know, she's wrestling bad on purpose. I don't really think this is, you know, her fault. I think it's creative. But this was a pretty good segment, and, you know, I'm not, like a lot of other people, a giant AJ fan. She is good on the mic, decent in the ring. But, you know, this could be an interesting feud. You got two, both of them are pretty good on the mic. They could tell a pretty good story. And AJ has had good matches in the past. So let's see what happens here. Then you had the main event. It was Cena and Roman Reigns. What a tag team. My favorite tag team of all time. Just want to get in there and give them a big old hug. You know, Roman Reigns and Cena. What a great team of sexy, muscular men there. Anyway, you know, they defeat Kane and Orton by disqualification. Just a lousy DQ finish to the main event. You know, it ends because of steel stairs, whatever. You know, when will Kane retire? I can't even believe this. You had all those guys from Money in the Bank. Cesaro. Pick anybody else. They pick Kane in the Fatal 4-Way. Like I said, how am I supposed to look forward to this match when I hate everybody in the fucking match? Well, you know, it was a pretty crappy main event, but for the most part, I enjoyed quite a few of these matches. Jericho's segment, the Paige segment. You know, you had some decent stuff. Sandow was funny. I might have vomited a couple of times during the show, but for the most part, it's pretty decent. You know, a pretty you know, almost good show. You know, hey, it's a positive review. You know, even though I bashed a lot of stuff, and it was still pretty decent. I enjoyed myself. I had fun during this show, and you know, it's a good thing Jericho's back because they need everybody they could get. All right, motherfuckers.